Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Put it in the comments if you've ever tried the Chime loan hack. Okay. And so with the Chime loan hack, I'm going to show you how to get up to $10,000. Okay. One of the things about it, again, it has nothing to do with having bad credit. All right. However, I would tell you in terms of leveraging, definitely it's most of everything I'm talking about is mainly focused on the income. All right. Before we get into that, I wanted to send out my condolences to Chris Saint. Many of you all may know him. He's a YouTuber that teaches you about day trading and stuff like that. And I've learned a lot from him. I don't know him personally, but I have learned a lot from him. And I understand, when you're losing someone close to you, especially a parent and stuff like that, it can really drain you. So I wanted to send out my condolences to him, and I hope you all do the same. That being said, going back to this Chime instant loan hack, what it is that you can get up to $2,000 on Chime with an instant loan. All right, $2,000 just depends on the relationship. You have to have a Chime checking account. You have to be up to date. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. If you already taken out they have two types of loans. So if you're taking out that MyPay or whatever, that can affect the loan amount that you get from Chime. All right. So it's issued. The instant loan is actually issued through Bancorp. Okay, not Chime itself. It's actually issued through Bancorp. However, if let's just say you take out the $2,000 loan, and I'll tell you the other steps to the strategy in a minute to get up to 10,000. If you're not able to make your full payment, okay, they will allow you to make partial payments. Okay. Now, if you default on the loan, they usually give you up to 70 days. However, after that 20 days, they will send you a notification. And if you have a Chime checking account, they will take the money from your checking account. All right. So that's something that you definitely have to be aware of with this Chime instant loan. Also, when you take out a Chime loan, instant loan, and you pay it back, they usually want you to wait 15 days before you can take out another loan. All right. So some of the qualifications: being 18, Chime checking account, having at least $200 or more deposits, okay, in order for you to get qualified for the Chime instant loans. All right. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when going for that loan. Now, let's just say you get to $2,000 from there. All right. Now, what you want to do, you want to look for lenders that will give you a loan. However, they also will not report on your credit file. All right. And so usually those would usually end up being like your tribal lenders. Okay. That will give you loans up to $5,000. All right. So if you're able to get a loan up to $5,000 from a tribal lender with that $2,000, then you have $7,000. Okay. And I'm going to tell you a bigger hack in a minute, actually like two big hacks that's going to really help your situation even better. So some of the tribal lenders, I would look at platforms. Okay. So I would go for platforms like Green Dollar Loan, Viva Payday Loans, Heart Payday Loans. And the reason is because of their interest. Okay. So the interest rates with those type of platforms, the interest rates is usually 5.99 up to 35.99. Look, I want to show you all some little bad dogs. You see these huskies? Well, you can't see them, sorry. But I wanted to show you all these here. We have these huskies, right? And so I'm gonna get back to the loans, but here's the thing about it. With these here huskies, if anybody owns a husky, they know they're notorious for getting out and stuff like that. And we always get huskies running through the neighborhood and stuff, and you have to tell them to go home and stuff. They're pretty dogs, You know, a lot of people like them. My wife's, I'm like, oh, I want one of them. No, you don't. Those dogs get out too much. We have security all around our house, and I'm pretty sure that those dogs will find a way to get out. Okay? Because we have like like security fence all around. And so I know that those dogs still probably would get a chance to get out, you know. And so that's the reason why I was telling my wife I do not want those type of dogs. But going back to the loans, sorry about that. It's just when I see those dogs, I get a little excited because I want them to be safe and stuff. They'll run through the neighborhood. They're good dogs, but again, just want them to be home and safe. That being said, going back to these loans, like I said, with these platforms, when you have low income, okay, the best choice you have, and not the strongest credit, the best choice you have for getting those type of loans is through those platforms that I just mentioned. Green Dollar Loan, Viva Payday Loans, Heart Payday Loans. Like I said, unfortunately, they only go up to 5,000, but at the same time, they're willing to give you money. All right. Now, you have some direct lenders that may be willing to give you a loan as well. Okay. And so with those direct lenders, we're talking about like Credit Cube, that gives 5,000. These are tribal lenders, by the way. Okay, that's the reason that I'm targeting them, because these are lenders that you can get a loan from. However, you will not have to worry about them showing up on your personal credit. So it puts you in a better position. So you have Credit Cube, Credit Fresh. All right. So those would probably be my top two direct lenders, other than those platform lenders, to get up to $5,000. Now, one thing that I cannot stress enough, again, for those of you that are working a job, is definitely file that W-4. The beginning of the year, man, I'm telling you, filing that W-4 so they can stop taking income taxes out of your check, that gives you so much leverage to do it for at least 3 to 4 months. Okay, that's going to give you so much leverage. All right, look, he done hurt his leg. He done hurt his leg. Now he running home. There come the other one. Done hurt their leg now. See, they're bad. It's just bad dogs. I ain't gonna say they're bad dogs. It's just that they like to roam the neighborhood, you know. And I'm tempted to get out and check on the dog, but I hope that he just goes back home. All right. Maybe he's running from a cat or something like that. That being said, filing that W-4, okay, what ends up happening is that the IRS stopped taking taxes out of your check, okay? And so that allows you to bring home a bigger paycheck. Now, for you guys that are doing your side hustles, you don't have a regular W-2 job, then that's when I tell you to go over to like, man, I got all this activity. You have to excuse me. A lot of activity going on. But that being said, for those of you that are self-employed, the best type of loans, to easiest type of loans when you just work in a side hustle and stuff, that's going to be like Giggle Finance. All right, they'll give you up to 10,000, and long as you have 3 to 4 months, three months in that industry, you have to have at least deposits 3 to 4 months. Okay, they give up to 10,000. All right, and that's for those that are self-employed. All right, so that's where you can get a loan. Then here's the hack that I was wanting to share with you. Many people may not be aware of this. All right, I always tell you to boost up the points on your credit. Go over to Credit Karma, and you would put in your disputes for dispute all the negative items from Equifax, and TransUnion. Now, when you do that, those disputes are not going to directly affect your FICO scores, mainly your FICO 8 scores. However, it will have an impact within 48 to 72 hours on your Vantage scores. Okay, and so your Vantage 3 and 4 scores at that. And so with your Vantage 3 and 4 scores, and I have one more hack, with your Vantage 3 and 4 scores, that's when you can go over to NASA Credit Union. You can go over to BMO Bank. You can go over to Baxter BCU, Baxter Credit Union, and you can go over to Veridian. And all of those are open institutions, non-geo restricted, except BMO may be, but those credit unions are open to everybody. So by you just challenging the negative items off of there, you can actually boost up your Vantage score right away to get a loan. Now, for Experian, what you want to do with Experian, you would go over to Experian when you open up your account. You would go down to the help, file the dispute, open up the dispute. Then you want to click on other, okay? And so when you click on other, what you want to do is the 611, USC 611. And what that means, basically, you're not giving them authorization to put any negative items on your credit, okay? Actually, we actually write letters for that, okay? So for those of you that want letters to help restore your credit and stuff, also, we have access to mortgage primaries, okay? However, it's only on Equifax that we do it. We have access to do it, okay? I don't do it. We have access to do it. So if that's something that's interesting to you. Now, the second hack is this, all right? Let's just say you have a maxed out credit card, all right? Because I have multiple hacks for your credit report, but I'm just sharing 2 of them with you. The second hack being that if you have a maxed out credit card, you have multiple maxed out credit cards, look at your credit cards with the highest limits that are maxed out, okay? And then what you want to do, you want to call up the credit card company and let them know that you misplaced your credit card. And so what happens is that balance of the maxed out balance is going to zero out, okay? Now, you won't lose your credit history. You won't lose your credit history, all right? Because this is something that people was worried about. However, you won't lose your credit history. What happens is zeroes out the balance of all the charges on that card, okay? This is going to increase your credit score. And by this increasing your credit score, what ends up happening, you'll get a boost in points, all right? Until once that new card arrives and they transfer the balance over to that, because they have to wait till you activate that card. But the other one, it'll be zero out with a zero balance on it, okay? And that'll increase the credit score. So if you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.